There are a lot of spiritual people that are kind of on that trip that everything's love and light and positivity and stuff. And that's just not the case. Um there are evil forces that where love would seek to unify, evil seeks to separate. And it seeks to separate us from each other and also us from ourselves and fragment us, and stop unity from happening. And right now, we are seeing a lot of people, whether it's material or spiritual, fight for unity. And so we are seeing a lot of like attacks happening. And right now, spiritual battles are happening, psychic attacks are happening. Those are manifesting physically as well. Um, but so with this reading, we're going to look into how those attacks are manifesting for you and what you can do to win against evil. So let's look at the piles we have. Pile number one, I have my little wristband here with the Goomba on it. You lose. So that's what we're going to say to the bad guys. That's number one. Pile number two, we have my snake ring that I wear every day. Snakes are a very powerful symbol of healing, and also it's associated with women and with Lilith, and Lilith was very good at standing up for herself. So there's pile number two. And then we have pile number three, the labradorite, which is the very spiritual stone, very good for journeying to other dimensions, um, and doing all this kinds of spiritual work. And it's a protective stone for when you're doing that. So this is a good one for protection. My intro was long. Ooh, let's get to the reading. Okay, pile number one, you're up first. Okay, pile one, this one's you. Whoops. Saying you lose to whoever is attacking you. Let's see what your attack is looking like and what you can do to protect yourself or help yourself. Vanquish your enemies. Wow, so right off the bat, we have the Nine of Wands. I feel like I say right off the bat so much. But things that jump out, jump out. So Nine of Wands, I think I said knight, but Nine of Wands, look at this person defending themselves. This is like, I just said, we're defending ourselves from a battle, and like, there you go. Really back up against the wall, holding the line, getting exhausted. We have this frog here upside down. I usually don't, I feel like I do read these upside down, actually. It depends on the reading, but usually the frog has to do with cleansing and replenishment, and it's upside down, so maybe you haven't been able to do that yet, or someone's stopping you from doing that. I'm going to look that up in the book. Not only that, but we have the Ace of Cups upside down pouring this water out. So we have the water, it's kind of funny, it's like the water's supposed to be pouring out onto the frog, but everything's flipped over, so that's not possible. So some sort of emotion has been poured out, or it's depleted. You're maybe emotionally depleted from doing this. I'm going to look up some things. Let's see. Yes, the animals. I also got clarifiers for each of these piles, so we'll have more information too. Let's see. Water, frog. Where's the frog? I know this is the most fun, is watching me do this. Oh my goodness, where's the frog? Okay, here it is. Clearing, cleansing, healing. Yeah, so you're being blocked from healing. And you have the Ace of Spears here too. This one's upright. You had the Ace of Cups upside down and the Ace of Spears upright. The Ace of Spears is the Ace of Wands. And even this person, this is Wands, they're holding the Wands. So it's more about action than about strategy. It's emotional and impulsive, and you're just like fighting for your life, kind of. And you're fighting to get the chance to heal, and you haven't gotten that yet. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element, and then emerges to rest on land. It needs cleansing and rejuvenation, no matter how earthly it becomes. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so I think that's what's happening to you. You're undernourished. You haven't been able to cleanse. You haven't had time to heal. You're overworked. You need self-care. Um, you're carrying a heavy load that you need to put down. You're running on empty. Um, and it's depleting your enthusiasm for life, which makes a lot of sense. So, okay, so you're fighting really hard against something, and it's emotionally depleting you. Okay, but you're taking action. Okay, so we have um, Mike the Myomancer, and he's upside down, and I feel like Mike, I don't remember if he's the one that wants you to look at the details of the situation or not. I need to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Small clues, details. Yes, details, details. Um, but this is upside down, so maybe it's the opposite. Possibly we are ignoring information readily available to us because we think the source is not important enough to pay attention to. Or perhaps we are seeing the messages and denying their validity because we don't like them. That looks kind of like what this looks like too. You don't like what you're hearing and you're fighting against it, possibly. Um, these are very human things to do, although not very wise things to do. On the other hand, we might need to realize that while everything has meanings, not all meanings are worth worrying about. Sometimes it's important to keep the broad picture in mind and avoid getting lost in the details. If we feel confused by too many details and can't see the storm for the raindrops, we can try backing up and looking at our overall goals and situation. Okay, so you could be lost in the details. Um, or you could be ignoring a message that you don't like about this situation, and maybe that's what you're fighting against, and maybe that's what emotionally depleting you. Now let me look at, I have clarifiers for everybody, 2 of them, so we'll look at the first one here. 5, 6, 7 of Pentacles upside down. So this means that it's done, you're done waiting. Like you were cultivating something and building and building and building, and it didn't come to fruition. So you're done. You tried building something, and it didn't work out, and it's ending kind of in disaster where you're having to fight your way out of this situation now. Okay, so we didn't have any like court cards till just now, even though this isn't technically a court card, it's the Emperor, it's a major card, upside down. So there was some Emperor, there was someone you were building with, that things didn't work out, they may have been really controlling, and now you're having to fight against them to get out of this situation, and it's really, really draining you. So, what you need to do is keep looking at the big picture, keep your eye on the prize. Your little icon for this pile was you lose, and I want that to be clear that that's directed at whoever is hurting you, this very controlling, very domineering person. So you're fighting against a very cruel and domineering person. They might not have seemed that way at first, but now it's looking like that. So keep yourself in the position you're at. You want to keep blocking them, and you know that you don't want to build with them, but you're also really depleted emotionally, so you actually do need to take some time to, like, you need to protect yourself but also take care of yourself. So you need to do some sort of cleanse. If you can just even take a good shower or something, that can energetically clear you. There are different types of things you can do, like you can burn herbs, you can burn incense. I know incense itself isn't necessarily going to clear everything, but yeah, look up, just Google like cleansing rituals, and things like that to clear yourself, to clear your space. Different crystals are good for that. Quartz crystals are clear, they're good for clarity, cleansing. Amethyst is good for healing. You need to block this person and work on healing yourself. And I don't think your fight is over, so you do still need to stay alert. I want to move on to the next pile, but I hope that resonated. If it did, please hit like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, because then you'll get notifications for all my readings. I'm also on Instagram and I'm also on Facebook. Look up the Crow Magnum, and I have a PayPal in the description box, and please email me if you want a reading, if you want to know more information about this. Okay, thanks, bye! Next, pile. Pile number 2. We have the snake ring there. I'm gonna put it on while I'm sitting here too. Alright, so let's see. What is your psychic attack looking like and what can you do? Whoa. Okay. These are just confirming what I've been saying. Like, I mean, I know this is only the second pile, but still. Um, this jumped out at me right away. Eight of Cups. Not all Eight of Cups look this dark, but for you, yes. Um, everything's broken. I mean, a lot of times with Eight of Cups, someone's walking away from like a tower of cups they're making that fell down. This is a little more intense. They're all broken, everything's spilled. There's nothing left here. This is just you having to walk away from this fucking disaster of a situation. I'm sorry about that. There was something about it that was not equal at all. It was one-sided, and there just wasn't equal give and take. I don't have any um, cards of personalities here, so I don't know if this might have had to do with a job, if you were building in some sort of work situation or creative situation and it just didn't work out. We have the Bright Mother here, which is a good card. I feel like this is a goddess related card, so I'm going to look this up. And oh my goodness, look at this. This is actually really interesting. So we have the Bright Mother here. Then we also have the Two of Wands. And look at that. Look at the similar posture there. They're both holding something and looking at it. So it's like, I don't know, kind of contemplative. Like you're figuring out where to go and what to do next. You're walking away from something, but you're figuring out what you want to do. And that's what the Two of Wands card is kind of about. You're trying to plan your next move. And the interesting thing is, so she is looking at like a little baby fairy angel type thing and a globe. He's looking at a little bird, and then right over here we have the little bird just upside down. So I'll check. I want to look up the hummingbird and I'll look up the Bright Mother. So let's see. Creativity, nurturing, productivity, intimacy. Yeah, so you might have been building something creatively that did not work out, and so now you're moving on to something else. Or you're thinking about it, you haven't done it yet. She speaks of a time of fertility, creativity, and nurturing of ourselves and others. Abundance, pouring forth abundance, that's very good. Putting others first, taking care of yourself later, consider what you have, be thankful. So that's just a wonderful, abundant card. So I'm gonna look at the hummingbird, but this looks like you just need to keep moving away from what was going on for you, because the most negative card here is this. It's just there's nothing salvageable. I think that's what it is. There's nothing salvageable in your situation. You just have to start brand new. Like if there's relationships involved that you want to see if you can kind of keep holding on to, even though things went bad, it doesn't look like it. It looks like you should just be moving away from this. That being said, as much of a disaster it looks like, I don't see any like current big fighting things happening right now. Like pile 1 was definitely under attack right now. Like that was like right now you are needing to defend yourself and you're exhausted. But here, I think that the actual big fight part of it is done. And I think now you're just looking for where to go next. So, okay, here we go. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Let's see. Positivity. So maybe you're not feeling positive. Nourishment, sacred elixir. It's like being thankful and replenishing yourself. I think because all the cups are broken and empty, you need to replenish yourself. So that might be why you're not sure where to go yet. So, you might need to just like, if you're a creative person, you might need to listen to music, watch things, look at art. Just like these two are looking at something. Like, I'm gonna do your clarifying cards, and we'll see more about this. But yeah, I think that you were under attack and you came through it, and now you're trying to figure out what to do. And you don't have to necessarily jump straight into anything yet. I don't think. We'll look at these cards. The Fool. I just said not to jump straight into anything yet, and the Fool is upside down. The Fool usually is someone who just is like about to go off on a new project. I think you need to replenish yourself first. I think that you need to look at stuff, get inspired again. I think whatever you were finished with here was something that was related to your inspiration, and now it went bad. Relationship, working thing, whatever. And so now it's just not time to move forward quite yet. Let's see. The World. Yeah, something's over. There's a cycle that's finished. So you are done with your big fight. You just need to now keep going. This cycle has finished. Good for you. Your ride doesn't look as difficult as the one from right before this. You finished a cycle. You finished a lesson. Just, chill out and just start looking around at new ideas and new things and, replenish your creative wells, however that works for you. So, all right, that was you, Pile 2. I hope that resonated. Please, if you liked this, hit like, and also please hit the bell so you get notifications for all my readings. Also, I am on Facebook, The Cro-Magnum. I'm on Instagram as well, and I do astrology, and I do personal readings, so email me. All the information is in the description box. Also, feel free to donate to me if you like these readings. Okay, let's do number 3. Number 3, we have the labradorite. This is the spiritual stone that protects you when you're in other worlds doing spiritual work. I love labradorite. It's one of my favorite stones in the entire universe. So let's see what your psychic attack is like and what to do. Oh, that's right. You had 2 fairy cards come out for you too, which is interesting. I took both of them. I don't really ever do that, and I did that today. This looks powerful. Wow. Between the 3 readings, this is like a blast of divinity right here. We've seen a lot of aces in all these. Was there one in the last reading? I've seen aces in the first one, and then in the third one, you each got 2 aces. So big, new starts, new potential. So we are ending cycles, which is good. You have the Ace of Cups. Pile 1 had the Ace of Cups, but upside down. So there's just this amazing, abundant, emotional, creative, new cup for you. This is really positive. This is like, it's interesting. You're reading, you can see that there is this giant psychic shift and that there was a battle or is a battle still happening, but the repercussions are incredible. Like, really, really big, powerful spiritual energy here. And similar colors with all these cards. Like, we're seeing reds, orange, yellow. I'll just try to show you here. Like, we've got a lot of that kind of like red. I love how this is backwards and I'm not good at dealing with it. There we go. And then we have like more of this kind of orangey red and just like all this happening. And I'm not doing a great job of showing you, but there's just a lot of similar red, orange, bright colors happening. It's just like power and movement and action and fire and strength. I mean, you have the strength card here. This is one of my favorite strength cards. Look at that. Not only tamed the lion, riding the lion, forwards, assertive, taking control, and also the thing about strength, and I love this about this card, it's about taming something wild with love and kindness and compassion, being incredibly strong and grounded, so much so that something aggressive calms. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't the same thing as like getting out a weapon and battling with someone. This is like showing up, being a light. Look at the light there in the background. Being a light, being strong, not being a pushover, not like just letting bad things happen, but just standing there in integrity and taming the wild beast. So that's pretty amazing. We also have not just the lion there, we have the tiger as well. Something else I love about this card, the moon on top of the tiger, it's a very like feminine related, I mean, feminine, I hate the word feminine. It's like not, it doesn't really mean anything, but you know what I mean, like woman stuff. I'll say that, you know what I mean? Woman related type of strength with that, with the lion as well. Got both of these big cats. I know I'm not really saying anything specific about your reading except for the energies here, but like, this is what's coming through right now. Big spiritual shifts. Whatever you're doing, it's on a high level. We have the Ace of Cups and we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So whatever you're doing is not only emotional but physical. We're going to see physical manifestation happen. This is my manifestation pile. This is like you're a magical person, you're a light worker, and you are really doing some big work. We have the Singer of Transfiguration. I love this card. It's number 11. 11 is a very magical number. There is some sort of incredible transformation happening right now, and it's not just you transforming, it's like you're transforming the world. This is you're doing spiritual work, and you're in the midst of this incredible battle for the light right now. And that's not even to make the idea of darkness bad either. Light and dark are not, neither one's negative. There's like high vibration, low vibration, there's love and there's evil, right? The battle between love and evil, divinity and evil. And you're on the front lines and you are strong and you are just like making it happen with integrity and love and strength. We have Taum the Poet. Now, Taum the Poet is also like a very erotic energy, very like mischievous, creative, erotic type of thing. And we have both of these characters here. We don't have court cards, but we have like the two of them. They're kind of both, they're both looking the same direction. There could be a partnership related here. This could be related to a spiritual partnership. I have cards to clarify as well, so I'm going to check those out now. But there might be some big spiritual work, some big spiritual partnership that is really in the midst of some real work right now. Some big agreement, contract, spiritual thing is coming to fruition right now. So let's see your clarifiers. We have the Empress upside down, which is interesting, and then we have, what is this? The cup is upside down here too, instead of right side up. The Empress is upside down. So maybe things have been flipped on their head for you. I'm going to look up the Tiger card too, because that's another kind of Empressy, but also High Priestessy card. Maybe you just feel like everything in your life's been flipped on its head, and you don't really, this is so powerful, and it's such a big shift, and the way that it's manifested in your physical life might be really difficult, like, or it might be a mixed bag. Like, there's terrible things that have happened to you, but then there's really amazing things that have happened to you. It's like this back and forth and equalizing of energies. So you have these incredible blessings and you're so thankful for them. Like, you are thankful for everything amazing that's happened, but at the same time, there's like terrible, horrible things happening. So it's like you're just riding it out, and it just feels like everything is falling down and spilling out. But it is the Empress card, and this is, you have so much powerful like woman energy happening here. Tao is usually like a boy, so I feel like there might be, that's why I feel like you are probably a woman or someone who is like more closer on the woman side of the gender spectrum. It's like, but then you're involved with someone who is a man or someone who would be more on the other side of the spectrum. If there is another side, I know gender isn't like one side or the other and then in the middle and that's it, but it's just, yeah, someone who would be more like a woman and then someone else who would be not as much. How about that? Oh my goodness. Strength again, but strength upside down? I don't think strength was upside down when I put it on the... I'll do this so we have both. But I don't remember having strength be upside down when I put it down. I sometimes let these cards do what they want, but I did pick it up upside down, so. But see, taming the puppy in this case, the kitty is taming the puppy. So yeah, there are some blockages, I guess. I think this has just been difficult, a difficult growth period, so maybe this is telling you that even if everything seems insane and fucked up, that actually you're doing okay, and you're more than okay. you are on a high spiritual path and you're doing some intense work, and so that's going to kind of make things look crazy on earth, and that's just kind of how it is. Before I get too long on this part of the reading, I am going to look up some of these cards now. So I want to look up Tiger again. um, you're probably an intuitive person, a spiritual reader or healer or something, and you have a very strong energy. So even if you don't think you do or you're not feeling like you do, you have an incredibly powerful, strong energy. Yeah, feminine energy, lunar force, fearing nothing. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence. Um, take in the wild darkness. Allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Yeah, this is the advice for you. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. I feel like that is it for you. This is your advice. Um, it also mentions candle gazing as a ritual to try, which is cool, seeing things in fire. Um, so yeah, maybe this is just like you feel like this, and the Empress can be related to earthy related stuff. Well, strength isn't so much, but the Empress is. So maybe you're not feeling strong, maybe you're feeling freaked out and you don't know what's going on and you're confused. And this is just, they're telling you, it just looks weird from where you're at, but the higher perspective is like, whoa, the work you're doing. Before I get so off on these tangents, let's look up Taum and let's look up the Singer of Transfiguration. Um, and then we'll be done because this is like, I've just been kind of blissed out on this reading and I need to get through it. Okay, so um clear sight. That's good. That's good. Tome, thank you. Erotic energy, poetry, laughter, not getting into serious mischief. His presence suggests a youthful spirits and energy abound. It's time to do exciting things and to tackle projects you've been wanting to do, but which you perhaps felt you didn't have the time or energy. So that could just mean all your spiritual projects are taking off now, whether they're in the physical or they're just on the other in the other realms. Um, you might have a talent for poetry, adventure, fantasy, or anything else. So for writing that kind of stuff, creative things, um, speaking and writing, and you also might be involved in romance or thinking about romance, and something kind of like coming to fruition through a relationship. So yeah, you may be doing spiritual work with another person. Or a spirit guide. Talum could also represent like a muse, like your spirit guide helping you. That could totally be a thing too. And I'm just going to do the Singer of Transfiguration, Transformation, Transcendence, Metamorphosis. You see how this card is like sort of like butterfly, kind of. You are like emerging into your like spiritual power. Um, oh my god, I love this description. I always forget. Jackpot. This card in a reading signifies the joy of success after a time of struggle. Like I said, battles. A new way of life has been accepted and is being integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb up the path. Alright. Well, I don't think there's more for me to say, Pile 3. You're doing incredible stuff. Um, so do not worry. Do not have any fear. Um, just keep owning it, okay? So I'm going to stop now before this gets too crazy. So thank you for listening. If you like this, please hit like. Please hit the bell to get notifications. All my information is in the description box. Email me if you want a reading. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And thanks for listening. Bye!